I've had a lot of people tell me that they're really enjoying like my pictures and stuff that I've been sharing as I've been doing the AT, and comments to the effect of sort of living vicariously through that. So I wanted to just share a little bit about my day and how it's gone in the past 24 hours. It's been an extraordinary 24 hours in a lot of ways. I mean, just a really wonderful day or so. You can see my little hammock set up there with my clothes hanging out to dry. You know, it's a great experience to be out here on the trail, but it's some days are kind of especially remarkable, and today was a lot of great little things that I just made me think about how fortunate I am, lucky I am to be out here and be able to enjoy this experience. So last night I got into this campsite called what was it called? Hemlock Springs. And I'm here, by the way, I'm in New York State. And this area, this stretch of the trail, is actually surprisingly close to New York City, probably 35 miles away. You wouldn't know it. It's a lovely oak and maple forest here. Very open. This is unusually open forest for the AT. It's all pretty forested, or not all of it, but most of it's pretty forested. But this is a bit more open. It's not as thick undergrowth as what a lot of it tends to be. But so I came into this Hemlock Springs campsite last night, and at the end of the day, I'm tired. I've been hiking for, trying not to trip and fall here as I'm walking. You know, I've been hiking the whole day, and it had been a pretty humid and kind of hot day. And I get up to this campsite, and there's a family there camping. They're from New York City, which the last few days I had a number of people that I met who are from the city, and around here I learned when people refer to New York City, they just call it the city. We're from the city. We're going into the city. That's just kind of what it's known as. And so they, I had met several people from New York City, and this family was there camping, and I asked them if there was any water there, because there's supposed to be a spring, and they said no, it's dried up unfortunately. And this little boy says, you know, there's a stream back down the trail a ways, and told me where it was, and I knew I had seen it. It wasn't a very particularly good spring. It was or a stream. It was pretty yucky water. I could maybe get by using it to clean or cook with, but it wasn't going to be anything I'd want to drink. And so I thought, well, I'm going to have to make do with that. And about that point, the dad goes over to the cooler, and he pulls out a bottle of Gatorade and gives it to me, and he says, here, hopefully this will hold you over until you get a chance to get some drinking water. And so I'm like, wow, thank you so much. That is so nice of you. So he gives me some Gatorade. I take that and go set up my camp and get some of the so-so water, run it through my filter, and then I cook dinner and stuff. It's really nice of that guy. Well, then as I was setting up my camp, this other group came down the trail, and they set up camp nearby. And they're also from New York City as well. And I said a quick hi to them, but didn't have much conversation. Well, a little bit later, they came by, and two of the guys came over and said, hey, we've got a confession to make. We forgot to bring a knife for cutting up our food for dinner. We brought like some fresh vegetables we were going to cook up over with our food, and we were wondering if you have a knife we could borrow. So I said, sure. So I gave them my knife and chatted with them for just a minute, and they went back over to their area. And sometime later, they came back with my knife, and they had brought with them some fresh vegetables, which is a huge treat when you're hiking the trail. Fresh produce is something you don't get very often because it's too heavy to carry. It doesn't last in your pack. So getting fresh produce is a huge treat. So they brought me some fresh vegetables and a beer. And thanks for watching their or for watching, for loaning them the knife to work with their vegetables on. So that was super nice, and I was like, wow, fresh vegetables and a beer, this is great, just for loaning these people my knife. And so then I finished up my dinner and went to bed. This morning I came out of this forest, and it was a very kind of thick and dense area of forest, so I couldn't really see much while I was hiking through there. And I get down to this road, and right around the bend there's the Hudson River, and there's a big beautiful bridge over the river. It's a gorgeous river valley through there, and another tributary is coming in right there. There's a beautiful bridge there. There's a railroad that goes right through there and then into a tunnel. The whole thing's pretty picturesque. In this tributary there was a swan swimming around, and so I had intended, when I got up this morning, to try to cover a bunch of miles. My leg was feeling better. Some of you may know that I've been having some shin splints. My leg was feeling better. I'm like, I'm going to try to push it today, cover more miles than I have been, and just see how that goes. Well, I didn't end up doing that. As the day went on, I'll tell you why, in addition to the experiences of the night before. So when I get out to this bridge, it's just gorgeous. So I have to stop and take a bunch of pictures. So I do at a whole bunch of points along the bridge, and I get pictures of the swan and pictures of the railroad there where it goes through the tunnel, and pictures of the river valley and all of that. And I get to the other side, and the Appalachian Trail at that point actually goes right through a zoo. There's a park there, the Bear Mountain Park, and part of it is a zoo, and the trail goes through there, and it just so happens that the trail goes through the employee entrance to the zoo. It's the way they have it set up for whatever reason. So I start following the signs for the trail, which there's white blazes. So the white blaze marks the Appalachian Trail, and it's a 2-inch wide by 6-inch high white painted stripe that you'll see, and that tells you that you're on the Appalachian Trail. So I start following these through the zoo, and there's a restroom there, so I stop. I'm going to use the restroom, and when I get over there, this woman comes out and she says, "Hey, you're welcome to use the restroom. Actually, the zoo isn't open yet, but what you can do," she said, I can't open the front gate until 10, and that's where the trail goes out through, is the front gate. She said, "I can't open the front gate till 10, but you can go all the way through the zoo if you want, and then backtrack if you want to make sure you cover the whole trail, or you can go around the other way. But otherwise, you can get some water, and you can use the restroom and all that." So I said, "Thanks very much for that information." Well, I thought it was really kind of cool that they'll let the hikers just walk through the zoo, even though it's not open, even though they just can't open the gate. So I did that. I walked through the zoo and then backtracked back out because I wanted to make sure and cover the whole trail, and got back out and around. And there's this, like I said, it's a park there. I come across this guy who's got a booth. He comes in from the city on the weekends, and he just has this set of tables under a canopy. He sells snacks of various sorts. And he saw my pack and asked if I was through hiking. And I said, yeah. Asked me a little bit about that, and we chatted for a little bit. And he goes, "Hey, would you like some dried fruit?" So he gives me this tub of dried pineapple. He said, "Here, just enjoy this." I'm like, "Wow, thank you so much. That is so nice of you." So that's now since the night before, there was a bottle of Gatorade, some fresh vegetables, a bottle of beer, now some dried grapefruit pieces that people had just given me just because they wanted to. And then I chat with him a little while longer, and I bought some cookies from him, a little package of cookies, chocolate chip cookies. Continue on my way, and the whole way up top of Bear Mountain, there's all these people that are there just for the weekend, because you can take trains out from New York City that doesn't take very long, or you can drive out if you have a car. And so a lot of people come to this area for their weekends. to get a chance to get out of the city and enjoy nature a little bit. And kept running into all these people from New York City, and they're all just fascinated with the idea that I'm hiking this trail, and a lot of them were unfamiliar with it, even though it comes right through there. And they were just thought it was the neatest thing, and people kept giving me stuff. And this one group of people, they like thought it was so amazing that I'm doing this hike. They asked me all these questions, then they recorded a video of me explaining to them what my whole hike is about. And when I found out I was from Alaska, they were like, oh my goodness, they were super excited. They took pictures with me like I was some kind of celebrity, and they gave me when I first started talking to them about what I was doing, one of the guys says, so do people give you food? And I'm like, speaking of, I'm like, yeah, in fact, I've gotten like all this stuff, and I'm like showing them that just this morning that people have given me. And then one of the other guys in this group says, really? Can I give you a banana? Will you let me give you a banana? Like it was the hugest privilege in the world for him to give me a banana. I'm like, sure, I would love a banana. So he gives me a banana, and then the other people started digging through their packs, and they ended up giving me a nectarine and a muffin and a shot of whiskey. Why whiskey? Because they're beautiful, beautiful human beings. That's why they gave me a shot of whiskey. Throughout the whole day it was like that. I just kept running into people, and not everybody gave me stuff. A lot of people did, but they were just so intrigued and fascinated by the idea of me doing this hike, and just really wanted to talk about it. Very, very friendly, open people. I came down this one bend in the trail, and there was a few guys there taking a break, and they found out that I was hiking the trail. One of the guys didn't even know the Appalachian Trail went through there. He had just crossed it, but wasn't aware that it went through there. And they were super fascinated by the whole idea, and one of them gave me a fig bar, and talked with them for a little bit. And then this other couple came by and started chatting with me, and the woman was from Brazil, and she works for a TV station in Brazil, and she started conducting like this informal interview and asking me all these questions about what the whole through hiking the Appalachian Trail thing is about. And she was just totally enthralled with the whole idea. The guy she was with ended up giving me a snack as well, so it's like, I don't know how many things in the last 24 hours people have just given me just because they wanted to. She took down my contact information, and she's going to try to pitch the idea to her editor to catch up with me later on the trail and like interview me for Brazilian TV. So who knows, I may be huge in Brazil by the end of this. Anyway, and then continuing on, I kept getting stopped by people who just wanted to talk to me. So when you, when you hike this trail, you really get a pretty beautiful side of humanity and of people, and I think it's always there. It just shows up a lot in this kind of situation. And you think of all these people I met today, pretty much all of them were from New York City, a city that does not have a reputation for being the warmest, friendliest, and most generous place you could go, but yet all these people I'm meeting were super warm and friendly and generous. Just really made my day. So anyway, I'm going to, I got my camp set up. I just wanted to share that with people today because I've been thinking about doing one of the Facebook Live things, and so I had a great day and wanted to just share some of the experiences I had on the trail with everybody. I hope that you are all having a great day as well. Thinking about all my friends and family as I'm hiking this and enjoying all this beauty. And so yeah, that's a day in the life of Dan hiking the AT. So I'm gonna go fix my dinner now and then crawl into my hammock and get some sleep. Peace and love, everybody.